Good night. Good night to those who are now joining. Welcome to this day, GMS Live, Voice of Democracy. Good night to you all. I'll take a minute before I start. Tonight it is your night. It is Grassroots Talks night. It's Friday night, but we have a little tooth to bite at. Although it's Grassroots night, tonight we shall choose a topic where I want persons to understand before they call in. It's it is distract and deflect. Again, from this de facto administration. So I'm going to take another minute before I start. In the meantime, we hear some wonderful gospel from the GMS Live Radio there. Okay, I think I'll start now. So, good evening to you all. Good night to you all once again. Welcoming you to this, the GMS Live, Voice of Democracy. My name is Dr. Matthews. Welcome to you. Welcome to you from Guyana to the Caribbean Isles, the West Indian Isles, the Pacific Isles, the British Virgin Isles, the US Virgin Isles, Mexico, the US, Canada, UK, EU, Beijing, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Japan, the Korean Peninsula. And why I mention these countries, because we have Guyanese who are stationed in these countries. Some of them are working, some of them are working on behalf of the United Nations in certain areas. Some of them are working because they table their trade in that particular area. To those who are working in India, in Pakistan and Uzbekistan and Tajikistan, to those who are working on the Australian continent, to those who are working in the New Zealand Isles, the Tonga Isles, to those who are working on the African continent, in places like the United Arab Emirates, to those who are working there. A pleasant good night to you. And from Guyana, I figure out in those areas will have been 8-9 hours ahead of us. So good morning. To those who are looking at this show from other parts of the African continent, in places like Mozambique and in places like South Africa, on the South American continent, places like Chile and Argentina, Venezuela and Colombia, Brazil and Suriname, places like the French and Dutch Guyana, the Netherlands, Curacao, Trinidad and Tobago, and to our sister republic state, as a matter of fact, of Barbados. Good night to you all, to those who are joining. So, the distract and deflect has continued and is continuing to be continued. And as you call in, I would like you to, understand that tonight I wanted to be a little bit more on what is going on, because a lot of people are being distracted. For reasons why I'm saying so, The de facto administration is trying to peddle through $100 million through Parliament for expenditures. Yes, I said it. They're trying to peddle through $100 million in Parliament. In the meantime, they're trying to table two bills. The Natural Resources Act bill of how the countries must spend its money, the oil revenue. They're trying to table that bill, and they're trying to table another bill in which to break up Georgetown into four voting blocks. As a matter of fact, break up Region 4 into four voting blocks. And why do I say distract and deflect? It is because on 94.1, which we all listen to, majority of the black people, Guyanese, do listen to. At this vital point in the history of Guyana, they're having a sound clash competition because they know majority of the black people, 90% of them, listen to the 94.1 Hot FM, the Hits and Jams radio station that is largely owned by Mr. Jack Dio and his cohorts. So they're now using Hits and Jams. They're now using 94.1 FM to distract you, especially those in the Linden area. You know, the music is on, loud and playing. We want to shake, as the DJ that came on the TikTok and talk about black people want to sport and drink and be free. They ain't got time with politics. So they make sure that they taught him well that line. So now there's a continuance distract and deflect. They want to pass 27 odd billion dollars in parliament of expenditures, which is roughly more than 100 million US dollars. Because every 5 million US is a billion Guyana dollars. So they want to have an expenditure pass of 27 billion US, 27 billion Guyana dollars. And in that time, they want to table two bills. One of them is the Natural Resources Fund, and the other is to break up. There's a lot of bills that are being tabled, but this is more important to me. They're the Natural Resources Fund. They're the local content that they want to table bill. The one to break up Region 4 into four voting blocks. Everything must be rushed through Parliament, you know? And they want to, what's the other one? I remember just now. Oh, suddenly they want to pass 27 billion expenditure. That's a budget. It's an expenditure, 27 billion. They want to pass that. Run through Parliament with it. And table a few bills. And one of them, they don't want to argue upon it. There will be no how should I put it over? There will be no debate on the 900 million US dollars contract from the oil to shore. It mustn't debate in Parliament. They mustn't talk about the two cronies, the drug dealers that they got lined up to award them this bill. You know? Yes. Yes. And I said it plain. Drug dealers. Most of them name calling. And some that you call an unsealed indictment. Yes, the US planning for them. Make sure when I done plan for them going to, they're going to embark suits, yellow jumpsuits. These people is ridiculous in this place. And because we do not pay attention, we saw if you turn on to 94.1 right now, you turn on to it right now, it's talking about the competition. Whilst these bills are passing in Parliament, the nation sleeps on 94.1, the station of distraction. Big DJ competition because the friend Barra Jack Dio and all his illegal cohorts are passing a bill in Parliament. You understand what I mean? And we turn it up loud, we're playing it loud. Because all we want to do is drink a few beers and get high and live free and don't care about the political life. We should leave those to them boys that can away. Billions whilst we struggle and kill each other for $120. Tout fear on the buses that pays those two boys that involve themselves in one kill the other. You could imagine these people going away with billions of Guyana dollars whilst we're struggling over $120 because one collects one more than the other one that comes from the drivers of the minibus so they can live whilst one kills the other. Active on Facebook, bright daylight murder. Come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant over the entertainment system of 94.1, because there's nothing in our brains. We're now being elated of murdering each other. One flips the cell phone out, goes live on Facebook, film it. We want to see action when people are getting murdered in the streets. Who cuss out who and who abuse out who. But we want to see the education part. Nobody flipping out the phone at this time of the night when Gavin Matthews is on. So they can be educated. Can you imagine this is what is going on? This is what is going on in this country. Ladies and gentlemen, Guyanese all, you can imagine this is what is taking place in our country. Somehow or the other, we're having somehow or the other, I'm trying to understand us. Believe you me, things as important as billions of dollars are being crafted out of your hands so uniquely. Monies that Guyana doesn't even have, that our children have to find to pay back because the Guyana economy is not giving them it. They got to borrow it. $100 million US, which is billions of Guyana dollars. Over 20 billion. 20 billion is 100 million. This is what they're tabling in Parliament today as an expenditure beyond the budget because it arises the need. It suddenly arouses the need. Ben talking about narcotics being intercepted in Guyana in 2015. Let me tell you something. Do you know what is the legalized narcotics right now, Mr. Robeson Ben, and to those who are looking? Sugar. That is the legalized narcotics right now. It's been selling in every shelf, in every store, in every shop, with speed. And it is killing us out. It is eating out our pancreas. It is destroying the pineal gland of the black man. That, it is a legalized drug. But we got distract and deflect. Billions of dollars are being siphoned out of Guyanese pockets right now. This is why I'm so upset when I say Mr. Harmon and his colleagues should never go to Parliament. Stay out. Don't go there to make a lot of noise because that's what they're doing, making noise. They're contributing to the heists of Guyana's legacy and currency. They become contributors, enablers of a de facto dictator regime. I don't want people to go to Parliament to make statements. For what reason? For what reason are you going to make statements about? To those who are now joining, this is Captain Matthews and the GMS Live Voice of Democracy. Let me reiterate, Dr. Matthews. And the number is 592-611-6575. It's right at the bottom of the screen to those who are looking. And to those who are sharing this live and those who want to call in to make their points briefly, we can have this conversation. Tonight is Friday night. It's grassroots night. The thing is, the game is on. Distract and deflect from the PPP. And whilst we're having this conversation, we're letting those who are now joining, that it's now $100 million that has been highlighted to be passed in Parliament. They passed the budget, which is 15 million. Now they've added 85 million more to that 15 million. So Guyanese got to find that money so the de facto regime can be paid in full. Because the election cost 45 million. So a lot of people who contributed to that 45 million for the past election are now being repaid. And Guyanese now will take centuries to repay that money because it will become the poorest country in the hemisphere. It is the richest in resources, but it's now becoming the poorest in population because the Guyanese public will never inherit. This is the sadness and madness that that we have to go through. And when we talk about it, nobody sends to listen. You see, Harmon don't really mind. I can talk all what I want. He knows the people won't listen. And they take advantage of that. Jack Joe doesn't mind because he knows the people doesn't listen. The people doesn't want to be educated. People wants to be entertained. People want somebody to call someone a jagabat and the trenches. All these things are going on, and nobody is saying this is what is happening. It is hidden in plain sight. And then they're using 94.1 to distract you because it's the most frequent listened station in Guyana. They think they're going up to Linden for to distract you even more in Linden. So we gotta listen to the jump up and down music. And we gotta listen to the song clashing going on in Georgetown and in Linden, whilst they're in Parliament, taking your money from you, whilst these hypocrites are being paid to distract you. Black people again. No one else. The best thing to do is pay our slave. Tell them, look, you can get a mule and 40 acres. All you got to do is distract them. When they finish, distract them. Get them a dog on 400 feet. Not even 400 feet. Or 80 feet. Piece of house lot. Forget about the 40 acres in the mule. This is what we got to endure in this country. Where is the resistance, Mr. Harmon? Nobody will want to hear grandstanding on lecture like if you're at University of Guyana. Guyanese is tired of regurgitating, it means vomiting what you've given them. Those in the diaspora clinging and plaguing to their family home here. Oh, y'all see what Guyana going there. Y'all listen to man. Listen to these people when they talk, especially Mr. Matthews. They're begging y'all. All we studying is a fake eyelash, some nails, and that's it. Yes, I'm getting to the point. We need to get serious. Don't we see where we're going? And then we got stupid people, ignorant people. I can't use the word stupid. Ignorant people means persons not knowledgeable of the fact are telling the other ignorant who's not even knowledgeable of the fact. Oh, don't listen to them. That ain't making sense. They want money. Well, what do you want? You want the same thing too? You want money or you want $120? Because these people are cutting off billions. Why I'm so upset? Because we're not enjoying it. To those who are responding, we are not enjoying the benefits of this land that belongs to us. We are not. And then we got people murdering people for less than that. Then, not only that, then we got so many people operating unconstitutional. And they call themselves executive arms. Well, here, let me tell y'all, Harmon team and Norton team, especially Norton team, because you got tomorrow. If you are elected, I don't expect for you to contest any election with Karat Singh and Vishnu Prasad there. Hell no. I don't expect you to contest any election because that's the proper way of protesting. They want transparency, don't give them transparency because they don't need transparency. They're not operating as a transparent de facto regime. They're all the time de facto. That's how they're operating. And they just don't care if you care. The least you care, the better for them. Let us all enjoy ourselves. Drink the rum, get drunk. Wake up next morning, don't know where we are. While they're cartering off billions of Guyana dollars. And we sit back, clapping our paws over $120. And two men killing themselves over it. Two men killed, and that's the most. Can you imagine? That thing happened, let me say it happened by 4 o'clock. By 6 o'clock is the most trending video on Facebook. The most trending video on Facebook. When the most hurtful thing is that these people sitting down in parliament the same day and siphoning off billions of Guyana dollars. And that's not a trending video. It isn't even a trending comment. Y'all best wake up. Telling y'all. You best wake up. Because none of these people that sit at the helm of this government, of this de facto terrorist regime, all of them operates a criminal enterprise. Illegal and illicit activity. They are being investigated. You could imagine this is going on in Parliament now. Right now as we speak. And you got a DJ competition going on between Georgetown and Linden. The two main populated regions and constituencies of the PNC or the APNU-FC, the two main populated regions that has the strongest constituencies, the APNU-FC. The two main. Region 10 out of 20,000, 19, a landslide victory. 19,000 voted without even looking, they even look on the paper. The ministers walk in the booth and say APNU-FC. 19 out of 20,000. And out of the 1,000 left back, it's people who the votes are split up, the people didn't even dream. In Region 4, it was 144,000 out of 77,000 for the PPP. And you're telling me we don't have leaders to educate us, to tell us what they're doing in Parliament? Are you serious? Are you joking? We don't have persons who to sit down and show us, well, look, this is what they're doing. Come to the table and say this, that, and that. People clasping their hands and closing their eyes and accepting Vishnu Prasad. And going to Parliament to sit down to hear a man who's the minister within the ministry, the senior minister within the office of the president, within charge of finance, that doesn't even have a ministry of finance, to sit down to tell you that they want $27 billion to spend before now and the next budget. Is that all the money they got to spend between December, January, and February? 3 months. They want to spend 100 million US dollars. And here, without the proper criteria, you don't care at it 9.5 billion US dollars. You don't even hear in the Auditor General's mouth. Man, these people is something else. You know, this thing has to be a revolutionary politics, friend. This here, this, the rights of the people, everything that I'm doing, human rights, civil rights, got to be revolutionary. It's a revolution. Because I can't understand what else more are we sitting down to take, to accept. Why are we accepting this? Why are we accepting this? Is this what we want as a country? As a people, this is what we're embracing without any scrutiny at all. When was AP and UAFC in office, they didn't even give them a chance to breathe. No, they're trying to tell you that they want all the chances to breathe. They're suddenly perfect. These criminals that are suddenly perfect. Barefacingly, it's worse than the 23 years past. They're doing things so barefaced. What kind of a democracy this is? And we're sitting down, skinning our teeth over $120 to see two men kill themselves over. And you can imagine we killing ourselves over $120. And these people getting away with $100 million plus US, which is over 20 something billion Guyana dollars. And we finding them, but we finding ourselves to make a trending video. Because that's what the touts work for. And if people don't understand why I'm saying $120, because that's what they work for. On that same East Coast car park. Every time they full a bus, they get $120. Every time they full a bus, it's $120. There's two touts fighting over whatever joke they made, but one just killed the other. So the other one can earn $120. Other one can earn $120 because he dead as a nip. And it's a trending video everybody wants to see. And we got people in the same country who are on the investigation for billions of dollars that they can't give a count for. These criminals. But we give them a pass. But we can't get each other a pass over $120. We'll be giving them a pass with kind of billions. Not $120, billions of dollars. One man alone got billions of the cartridge off. Can't give a count for. It is sad. Then on the other hand, we got a radio station that is predominantly listened to by black people, 94.1, that is giving coverage to a nationwide, especially between two regions, Region 4 and Region 10, which are predominantly black, heavily populated. play the music to our ears so we can be distracted. According to the DJ on Twitter, on what the thing name again? Trying to remember. I'm so fired up. TikTok. What he said, all black people want to sport and party and feel nice. Drink the rum and get high and feel free, and you want to study about politics. He don't know why we taking down. Imagine that person calls himself not only a DJ but a role model. To sit down and take in the little education, to sit down and take the little information, sorry. Gotta mind our pronouncing it properly. To be properly informed, we don't want that. Imagine it's being freely given right now. And get vexed with Gaffer Matthews when he talk. Because if they call you all now and give you all a check for $50,000, 3/4 of the money going to the styling department or the styling economy, where clothes, hair, shoes, makeup got to be bought. Then we gonna study what we barely after. Then if the possibility exists, we bring to educate ourselves. Can you imagine we going to work for $160,000+ or $120,000+ just to give this money over to the entertainment section, the entertainment economy? Can you imagine that? Are we not paying the dues that are required? We're not paying the dues that are required. And what kind of dues are required? Rates and taxes. Light bill, water bill, rent, food. Why is there rates and taxes? A lot of us owns properties. When last we pay some rates and taxes on it? Or we wait until the little boy come in the area with, he talks them, one of them supposed to be in jail right now. They already passed a 7-year sentence on him, and he in jail, he walking behind the little boy. This is what we waiting for. Wait until they come in here, then we suddenly we gonna pick up your phone and call with family here now. I got an emergency. The people left him on the house because what were you doing with the money? Oh, he's supporting some friends. And I got 3 little girls that come in and set you up to now, and I can't get for balancing money properly. That is what I'm talking about. So suddenly economics, and we gone overboard. Because we're not being able to think for ourselves. The only thing that be able to help us to think is 94.1. The disrespectful thing of it, out of everybody that's listening, only one person gonna win 2 pieces of chicken, some fries, and a 10-ounce drink. We ain't doing nothing to your body. Nothing at all. We vex, not that we want to stay home to gain no education. We want to go on the road, we want to go party, we want to go enjoy ourselves. You pass a certain place right now, oh gosh, it's Friday afternoon. You could imagine tomorrow. You can imagine tomorrow. You know, the disrespectful thing is that no matter what I tell you, it is the same thing you keep going back to. People, Guyanese is the same thing. And I cannot hear, I'm so sorry. I can't be a lecturer at the University of Guyana. I can't be them well-spoken guys on who sits down and use the cartography of words as I may pronounce properly. I independent. I can't abuse out nobody. It makes no sense. I have to keep educating you. And no matter how much, and I've been doing it for I've been doing this for over 19 months. That's how long I'm on Facebook. Year and change. I'm approaching 2 years. Next year, March is 2 years. How long do you think March is from now? January, February, March. The next 3 months. But because I don't want to entertain you, it makes no sense because you're not being educated. You're not being properly informed. And these people take advantage of the situation that you're being placed with. And they take you deeper and deeper and deeper into debt. You're at death's door and still yet you don't mind. You can imagine all these people that sitting on this board, all of them are investing. Man, look, I got some names in front of me. If I start calling them problems in the morning, my poor Gavin Matthews and get locked up again. But they don't want you to hear the fact and the truth. So what they do, they plagiarize your mind with all sorts of things. Your Facebook page is based upon entertainment. Sit down and see a man dress in a dress, put on a wig and some lipstick, and it can make you laugh and feel nice. Take away your education concept from you. And when you feel depressed, you run into church on Sundays. The other one, we're cutting off more your money to run into church on Sundays for asking for help with the depressed mind. Because you don't know where to go, you get a headache, but you're doing the same thing that are destroying you during the days, every day of the week. So, my wish is not only to you to sit and learn these things, but don't believe it from me. When you hear Gavin Matthews speak, don't believe it from me. Go out there and do the investigation yourself and get the answers. It is hidden in plain sight. Don't believe me only. Don't come and say, well, no. I want you to do, I'm inviting you to learn of the truth for yourself. what do we become? We become a bottle splash issued from diamond mineral water. So when we sit and drink, we're drinking our lives away. We just like the taste because it's a sugary substance. Whilst every single month, when you can't get this money, 1,100 pounds of cocaine as it last in the Netherlands. It sweep on the carpet. It issue for 1 week in the papers. You barely read it properly. It down in the carpet. Nobody talks about it. We could hardly find money for $3 billion Guyana dollars. Now we want to pass it in Parliament. We want to pass 27 billion, 100 million plus US dollars to be spent in 3 months. Then they want to pass a bill in Parliament taking away the 2/3 majority rule over any changing of the bill of the Natural Resources Act. When asked, the one we call it the opposition leader said, well, you have to wait until certain actions are being passed in Parliament to know a way forward on the legal procedures. Are you serious, Mr. Harman? Are you serious? And none of y'all don't call these boys out. It tells me plain that you're doing the same thing 94.1 is doing. You're not identifying it. You're putting a stop into it because you're there. You're supposed to put a stop into it. You're not even making an effort. So you expect 94.1 to do. So don't make the effort neither. They can help you tear up the black community, entertain them, put sugar in the head, eat out the brains. Look at the disrespect and dishonest. You give a set of people, one set of people, 250,000 Guyana dollars as a severance package. Then you went to Parliament today to pass $2 billion to give more lineage to the sugar factory, Gaisuku, that is failing. And nobody clamping down on this because it's costing Guyanese. Then when you're done, you turn around and give public servants now 7%, which is $4,500, and a bag of hamper. A hamper, I don't even know what you call it. I don't even think that's a hamper. That looks like a hamburger in a bag. That's a disrespect to public servants. And not only that, when they ask about the retroactive now, you get vexed. Somebody gone up to the Human Resources Department to show somebody on Facebook talking about the retroactive. This thing is getting out of hand so much that it's impossible to digest. You could imagine this thing is getting out of hand so much that you got to make it skin man, the character in Parliament, now speaking out, suddenly get a voice. Suddenly get a voice. You know, Let me tell you something. Everything that you saw took place thus far in this country. It's been cartographed, it has been organized, and it has been expedited. You know why I'm saying that? Everybody knows what's going on. Even before a decision is passed, everybody knows what's going on. Everybody. All the parties. Before they pass a decision, somebody can call somebody and say, well, look, this is what's going to take place. We expect you to do so. And at the end of the day, we're going to throw a couple $100 million at your side. Don't bother the people can cool down. I'll tell you why. And Granger knew that too, you know. Granger knew that the people wanted a leader. And they were ready to do anything based upon his calling. You know what he said to them? Y'all cool down. We win the election, but y'all still cool down. I can give up the election. Y'all cool down. Now the people wanted to protest and come out. Y'all don't come out and protest, y'all cool down. We're going to fight this the legal way. And the legal way is the next 5 years. When an election is happening again, when the people now cannot act according to their will anymore, it has been taken from them by your cool down. Get a cool down card from Guyanese, your cool down. Drink some more sugar. Drink it cold and nice. Your cool down. Guyana doesn't have politics anymore. It's politicking. Everything is business. Everything is business. Even racism is business. I practice racism to a different ethnic group, and I send the businessmen there to empower that group with guns and drugs so they can kill each other out. And send 94.1 to entertain them while they're killing them out, killing themselves out. That's a simple example. You know, it's amazing how I had a conversation today and I said, maybe Guyanese wants to see me preach to a fact that I can take it on and die, because I think this is what they want to see. They want to see some. They somehow or the other, I don't think they want to be educated. You know, they're just sitting down, watch me speak, and just hoping that someday this is going to happen because it looks like this. Nobody wants to move. In order for them to move, somebody got to die. You know, I think in order for somebody to get serious, somebody got to be shot by the police, or somebody waiting on somebody politically and shoot them in the head before they move. And even that may be the case, none of them can still move. I can be just a talk of the tongue. Instead, I live for nothing. That's how the position I am in right now. Instead of I live, this is what I told myself. Because this what we're living here in this country is nothing we're living for. So instead of I live for nothing, it's better that I die for something. I hope you're all hearing me and trying to get the drift. But we want to sit down night by night, month after month, year after year, to hear the same thing, to see the same thing. And seeing it and knowing that it is happening in front of us is just what Mr. Matthews is saying. These things are happening and we still ain't moving. Oh, Lord. We still ain't going nowhere. The younger ones are looking to somebody to lead them. Nobody's coming forward to join the dance. You ain't coming forward, you ain't contributing, you ain't doing nothing. I know it's amazed me. Some people just want to call to say something and not contribute anything, physically or spiritually. Nothing. If I was the if I had some desire to spiritually have some hope from somebody to call me and tell me something good or guidance to give me some information, I think I might take this on and die a long time ago. But because I'm aroused by self-awakening to realize what is happening to us. The first time I start, they called, they said, look, 15 million. I never forget them conversations. I hung up the phone. The second time they call, he said, look, we got a 25 million. The big boss said we can give you 25 and get a house, a piece of land, or something for build your house and a car. Yeah, this would offer coffee Matthews. You know, I told them I spend 45 million US dollars on an election. And they call me to give me 25 million Ghana dollars. I had to laugh. I said, go and tell who sent you for call me. I know. Can't find me. The following week, I get locked up. The boys is banning taking money. We can't have the black man more in this car. This is all the what. Well, if he take your money, well, he got to get locked up. It's stupid, bad. And all the rest of we all going to sit down and say, yeah, but he's stupid, the brother's stupid. You know? Make a nice story if you go and say the brother's stupid, the brother should take the money, set yourself right. At what price? At what price? Set yourself right at what price? When every time I look around, I see another brother suffer. I see my people suffer. I see them suffering and nobody's coming to their aid of rescue. No one. It is the same thing that they're taking us back 10, 12 years ago. They're taking us back to that same destination. Where we were murdered in the streets. You can imagine back then was so less amount of money. It was barely 15 and $16 million. And 1,004 are really dead. Now it's 100+ million US dollars. What do you think will happen back? What do you think will happen now? This conversation when we talking is only US dollars we hearing. It's only the currency we hearing in our brains. When we get in the drift, we're comprehending. Why me able to listen to Gavin? Gavin talking one thing over and over and over, but yet still, you ain't comprehending that the same thing with Gavin talking happening right now in your own country beneath your feet. When you gonna realize is when they pull the rug out from underneath your foot and carry your floor and you realize you're not to stand up under the bare mud. When the seawater level raise and you get flooded out. Then when you don't get flooded out now, the flood is the entertainment. Because you don't spend out all your money, you got no money left back. All the little hard work that you do for the week, don't spend out in the entertainment shop with the nice music, with all the Guinness and everything going down your throat. You know? And you're shaking your head and you're feeling nice. While these boys catching off billions of dollars. And they got you looking at your other brother funny for $120 Guyana dollars. Not even US. $120 Guyana dollars got you looking at your brother funny for. When your next door neighbor got away with billions Guyana dollars. And you're looking at it. When your brother barely dry $1,000 salary, you walking, go to take you, choke you, and rob you, carry the money. You're already being oppressed from a de facto administration that wants to take his life away and oppress him, marginalize him, categorize him because of the color of his skin. Going home now, and you who call yourself a brother just like you, take all he got that he worked so hard for the whole week or the whole month. You can imagine an economy that producing so much billions of dollars, still paying public servants less than $500 a month. You can imagine they're going into parliament to ask for 27 billion dollars to be spent without auditing and giving you what they want in 3 months. He giving you far less, 0.0000.001%. Giving you $500, where they can spend in 3 months, they give you $1,500 out of it. Nothing for the rise of the public servants' pay. Can't you imagine this? These people want to spend 27 billion Guyana dollars in 3 months. And even giving you the public servant a quarter out of that. And you still got Patrick Yard sit down there. Man, sometimes I just want to be part of the stupidness that we part with there, man. Hold on, wait. It's so big the hole, and we here that we can't really see the light. We want a bigger hole. Oh my God. Sometimes this is what when I look at my comment section, I be so much mad. I be pissed off sometimes. Look. Somebody's saying we have to pray and ask God to rescue us from the hand of the devil, the wicked the enemy PPPC. We got pray and ask God, sweetheart. What we praying and asking God for? When He gave us life, that we can do something. What are we praying and asking for to come down to do what? When in the same scripture tells you prayer without works is dead. But we're so trained by our slave masters that we're so dependent on reactions of prayers. We're not dependent upon ourselves to get up and to make that change. $400 plus and we still praying. Oh man. Then people laugh at me sometimes. We gotta get serious. Check it out. It's more than it's like 560 years and we still praying for what? Martin Luther King, in his own words, he said if he didn't have to get up, Americans would never know what is civil rights. We would never enjoy, those who living in America, we would never enjoy the freedoms that we have now if they didn't have a Civil Rights Act passed by John F. Kennedy. When Martin Luther King was parading in the streets, he didn't stay in church and pray. He marched. He was beaten. He was bitten. He was spat upon. He was violated. Because he realized sitting down and praying makes no sense. Somebody has to get up and act. Oh, we can still sit down. Seriously, we can still sit down. And we expect God to answer us when we are so lazy that we don't even want to move. And we expect God to act. I don't know, what are we waiting for? We waiting for another eclipse? That is why the people takes advantage over us over and over and over again. And they use the same religious community to enslave us some more because we sit and depend upon hope. And we try faith, hoping that things would change. So now, they're waiting for that hope more. They want to go to Parliament to pass a bill to take your rights away from you because we give it up with Order 60. We give up our own rights in Order 60. So now they're taking it away from us. So don't give it up already. We can separate Region 4, only Region 4, District number 4, in 4 voting blocks. We separate it, or we can take your rights away from you now. So either my majority or majority not, we still win the election because it's which constituency has the most seats. That's how we're going to win elections. It's not by a proportional representation anymore. There's nothing more that really invigorates me like times like these when we need to be more vigilant. We need to be more focused. We need to be more conscious of what is going on. I want to say, as Dr. Matthews, I am an educator. I am a freedom right. I am a civil rights and a freedom fighter. I believe in a revolution because that's the only way to go with this terrorist regime. This regime has only produced terror and more terror every day as the days go by. But I don't know what else we want to see. If we're waiting to see blood in the streets again, that's a horrific point in time in this country. I don't want the past to repeat itself. The past was horrible. Someone has to pay for it. Mr. Jagdeo has to pay for that. Too much of us died. Too much of Guyanese died. Young men, fathers, uncles, brothers, sons died. Husbands. They die even trying to do the best thing. What more else do we want to see as a nation? I don't know. I just don't. I want to say this. As a brother, as a Guyanese, as a mentor, as a legend, because I am what I am. I am legend. I say this. Let us arise, take our country back from a terrorist regime that doesn't mean anything to this country and to its people. Let us take our country back and say what we want to say and do what we want to do pertaining to the politicians that we put there into office, that we say what we want them to do. Let us take our country back. If voting for Mr. Norton tomorrow gives us that possibility, but that's the only way out. And as I sit here, I want to say this. I endorse him to be our next opposition leader. I endorse him with the fullest effect. And I say to the people who are looking, call your family, call those who are part of that voting block. Because not everybody sits here looking can go and vote. Party members goes and vote. Call your families who are party members and let them know Mr. Norton is the way to go. We don't want another month of Joseph Harmon. Makes no sense. This is Dr. Matthews saying, stay safe, be careful, sanitize yourself, wear a mask. Don't forget the little ones who take it to public places. And just a reminder that, as I had this morning on a brief live, that no one accepts money or donations or whatever on behalf of Gavin Matthews. You need to give something. Call the number at the bottom of your screen, 592-611-6525. Call that number, direct or WhatsApp. It always rings. To you. This is Dr. Matthews saying good night. Cheerios for now.